Hello, this is the Daily Forex Report for November 17th. We are looking at the US-Japanese yen pair first. This pair created an inside bar, closed lower, still has a upward bias. Looks like it could start moving sideways, but we're not sure on that yet. Look for it to potentially go as high as 83.92, possibly as low as 82.59. Look for some resistance to come in around 83.60. And look for some support around 82.59. Okay, now the Euro-USD pair. This pair also created an inside bar. Did close up. Obviously, it's still moving to the downside. We are looking for it to potentially go up and hit some resistance around 136.35, possibly moving down and hitting support around 134.42. Okay, let's take a look at the pound-US dollar pair. This pair also created an inside bar. It closed up. Overall, this pair, if you zoom out a little bit, kind of a longer term view, is moving sideways overall. Definitely has a bias currently to the downside. Look for it to potentially go up and hit some resistance around 159.50, possibly moving down and hitting support around 158.25. Now the US Swiss. This particular pair closed down. It didn't quite make an inside bar. It actually tagged the high of the previous session. Did close lower. I am looking for this pair to move to the downside, even though we've had this strong move to the upside. I am looking for it to move a little bit lower. Possibly, if it does move higher, hitting possibly going as high as 1.0033. Moving to the downside to 0.9822. Look for some resistance around the 0.9975 area and look for some support around 0.9872. Now, as far as news announcements go, we really don't have any significant news announcements during this next session. So let's take a look at what I'm looking at during this next one. We do have the inside bars in the US Japanese yen, the Euro USD, and the pound USD. An inside bar, you would tag the previous bars high and low and look for a breakout either to the downside or the upside. This is our inside bar right here. And so you'd look to buy at this point or look to sell at this point. We do have an area of support and resistance. This time it would be support. So we definitely want to break through that support before we get in. Then we have another area here of resistance to worry about. So that would be a really quick trade to the upside. To the downside rather. To the upside, there's no real key support or resistance areas. That really jump out at me anyway. Now looking at the US, the Euro USD pair, this particular pair created an inside bar as well. And let's zoom out a little bit. Take a look at this. You can see previously that we had some areas of resistance and support previously. You could probably tag this low, draw it across to look for a potential exit if it moves to the downside. If it does move to the upside, it has a good ways to go. You notice these two prices, 135.57 up to 136.57. So roughly 100 pips from the open to the breakout point. And then you have some areas, significant areas of support that are fairly close to that. So to the upside, you may be able to get another 100 pips, but you're talking about a 200 pip move during the next session. It is possible, but that's kind of what you're looking at to the upside. Now the pound US dollar pair, this pair created an inside bar as well. You can definitely see to the upside, it would be a significant move, a very significant move for it to hit it. We're talking about 183 pips. Not that this pair doesn't do that, but to get beyond that point and be able to make a decent amount of profit is probably not going to happen over this next session. We have to the downside, we have a decent move looking for previous areas of support and resistance. We have an area here of previous support. If it's broken, I could see it dropping about 68 pips or so. Another play that you can make on this, and let me zoom in a little bit, We'll talk about it. You have this high and this low. If there's enough area between the two to profit, which it doesn't look like there is, about 4 pips, you could do that play on the reversal. Now, where there is a quick scalping trade is between, in the US Swiss, is between this low and this high. That's about an 11 pip move, and if this pair reverses, continues its reversal, it should go through that area very, very quickly. So it'd be a way of scalping the market, grabbing about 10, 11 pips out of it very, very quickly. So that is an option. And something you may want to do is drop down to the hour time frame if you are going to do this play, and look at that trade a little bit closer, so that you could identify your stop loss and take profit a little bit better before it actually breaks. Well, that about wraps us up for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.